And welcome to my channel. Merry Christmas. Hope you are having a pleasant and peaceful time and staying safe, whatever you are doing at this time of year. This is coming out on Christmas Eve, so there's still the crazy preparations happening for people. So I hope this lead up just brings you into it. So it's Christmas Eve, sorry, Eastern Standard Time. It's actually coming out at 10 p.m. my time on Christmas Eve, but midnight has started over in New Zealand, so this is when we're kicking it off, New Zealand being the first of the time zones to hit Christmas Day. So I thought I would start off by getting us in the mood and reading a poem. This is The Night Before Christmas by Clement Clarke Moore. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there rose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave a lustre of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With an little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, all. As dry leaves there before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the house top the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my hand and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. The bundle of clothes he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was white as snow. The stump of a pipe was held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly, that shook when he laughed like a bowlful of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rode. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove through the night, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that poem. I just thought it would kind of set the scene for Christmas for us. I will give you a quick look in at my Christmas tree. We have just this little bit to do today. Now, there may be some editing snippets. I am currently baking stained glass window cake. I'm hoping it will be finished before I finish, and I will show you what my stained glass window cake is, because this is for my husband. His grandmother used to make it, and I guess this is one of the little things that I can do for Christmas to remind him of family too. Yeah, I'll try and calm down. I've been itchy nose, sorry. I have been preparing our smoked turkey. My husband has made a smoker. I'm going to take a sip of tea. My husband has made a slow smoker, So he's made it 10 years ago, and he's recreated one because we've literally burnt the bottom out of this one. But we're smoking a turkey this year. We have it just about ready to be put in, so I'm going to be interrupted to get going on that in a short minute, but it's all going to be seamless for you. So I will take some pictures. I will show you the turkey. I should be able to edit in a finished picture as well, because I won't be editing this until a little bit later, and the turkey will be done. And oh my god, smoked turkey is just divine. He started off with the smoker coming up to Christmas back in 2016, telling me about this bacon explosion that he used to do for the family, and he was bragging about this so often, and eventually I came home and he was making this bacon explosion, which we actually have one in the freezer. I should go and find it. Anyway, he made this bacon explosion, and then the smoker got put to task nearly every single week, and we were having smoked lambs and smoked beef, and the smoked turkey was gorgeous, and I used to have it on my pizza, and just divine, absolutely divine. So this is my Christmas treat, is the slow smoked turkey. So that's about all I've organised yet. And I was only saying to him this morning, I said, we need to get salad stuff, I need to get the local potatoes. I didn't say that to him, but I need to get the local potatoes to make a potato salad, because it's summer here. It's 60s, 80s now. It's got back to normal, thank God. It was 82 at 11 p.m. a couple of nights ago. We had a massive heat wave front come through Australia, and they hit the high 40s centigrade, so I think that was about 115 Fahrenheit, give or take, last week. And then we've got bushfires throughout New South Wales, which is on the east side of Australia. It's kind of mental. We have a local bushfire somewhere down there, and yeah, friends of mine who are weather watchers were watching it quite anxiously, hoping that it didn't actually take off. The soil is so dry in Tasmania at the moment, it's just going to go kaboom when it goes. So yeah, summer is going to be quite fractious again, as it always has been. Climate change or whatever, or it's just that time. I can't recall if it's an El Nino or an El Nina year. I think 2020 is an El Nina year, and she's a bitch. So yeah, weather is going to be pretty extreme around the world anyway, and then on top of that, everything else that's going on with climate, it's going to be quite stressful for you guys in the northern hemisphere with snow, and for us guys down here burning. Yeah, I'm not sure which I'd prefer. Snow's got to melt though. Alright, I will get stuck into this in just a minute, and yeah, we'll crack on with some Christmas stories. So thank you for joining me. If you're available for any of this premiere, the 47 hours, please drop in, say hi to people. I'm hoping that each of the rooms are not actually going to be full, because I'm hoping people do have places to be for the live chat, but it's not. It's about the one. That's really where my heart is for this. You know what? I'm chatting. I'm chatting. I'll just chat to you. So yeah, this is about the one. This is about reaching, if only one person, if it helps make your Christmas this time of year a little bit more bearable, then that's what it's all about. And if you can be that person to that one, be that person. If you catch up on the replays, please comment, please join in. This is a very special series, and for each of the creators who have taken part. This has been hard for a lot of the creators. We don't have Christmas necessarily tied up in a bow and pretty and neat. I sure don't, and I know my fellow creators have gone through a lot of struggles as they've tried to get this off the ground themselves, and things have gotten in the way and life has gotten in the way, and they've still pulled through for me and for each other. The behind the scenes chat has been absolutely phenomenal. The people who have stepped up to the game and been so generous with their time, and have made life easy for me by having videos ready and that kind of thing, has made it easier for us to be able to concentrate on those who may have struggled getting their videos up and may have struggled with technology, and this is their first premiere, and I am so blown away by the big YouTubers and the little YouTubers who are joining in this project, because I can see something in each of those that I treasure. So very, very much appreciate. I hope you've seen my collaborator video introducing each of the hosts. That was me saying thank you and then showing you each and every host that's going to be coming along on this journey with us. And yes, please click like if you enjoy the time, subscribe if you find a new creator you haven't met before and you enjoy their content, and leave comments, have a chat in the live, but leave comments please. Let us know if this is something, God forbid, you want to have continue year on, and but yes, I don't know. I've only been thinking about 2019. I haven't really given much thought to 2020. Yes, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. So please let us know what's touched you, if something in particular has touched you, if something that somebody has shared has touched you. If you have questions, we're each doing something different. We're all doing different diamond paintings. We're all doing different projects. I know some people are colouring. There may be some other crafts that you get to see there, and hopefully people are sharing some of their traditions that they do, and their stories of whatever. I've only seen one video yet because somebody was very nervous and she asked me to preview her video, and she was awesome, and I'm really looking forward to being able to catch up with everyone and yeah, watch everything in live or after the fact. 47 hours of amazing contributors in this project. 47 hours is a huge deal. The only thing I'm glad of, this isn't live, so I'm able to give them the time that they don't need to be here to them. I'm back. Alright, let's get stuck in and see if we can get some drills on this thing. Where am I at? Okay, so what's been happening recently, I dropped a challenge on my channel a few days ago, and it was for the Vegemite challenge. It went out with Christmas cards to a few of my YouTube creator friends, and I've had some responses, and I'm absolutely delighted to be able to send some treats in the mail along with the Vegemite sample to some other people. Some of them I don't know. They're subscribers, and yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled. So if any of the bigger YouTubers do want to pass the challenge on, so the likes of who have I sent to? I think I've sent it to Mrs. Coffee and Patriotic Beauty and Wolfpack, and Dave and Amber have a sample, and there are a few others that went out in Christmas cards just to say thanks to people. Oh, Mindy got one as well. So if you've done the challenge and you're watching this and you would like to pass on to the challenge to anyone else, please have them contact me, and I will put some Vegemite in the mail with great pleasure and send it out to some other unsuspecting recipients. It's not that bad a challenge. I actually got a message from an Aussie. I'm sorry, I think it was Linda. Sorry if it wasn't Linda, but Linda said that even I put on too much Vegemite for an Australian. So yeah, I don't know. I don't normally make them. My husband normally made them for me. So yes, do what I say, don't do what I do. But yeah, challenges out there. If you would like to join in, then you too could have one of these coming out to you. Alright, so they are little Pippa packages with some Aussie treats. What else is going on? Nearly there with the whole preparation for Christmas. I will be spending some time with my youngest boy on Christmas morning. We're going to go for a walk, and I think we've got a nice day, so yeah, a bit of a walk on the riverfront is the plan. I'm hoping my daughter will show up as well. That would be a real treat. My other boy is on the mainland, and I won't be able to catch up with him except by phone. I'm hoping he's spending time with his partner's family for Christmas. I need to catch up with him too. So yeah, it's just those crazy times of year when family are kind of scattered everywhere. Let's get this away. Food, we still haven't organised anything. Right now we're smoking a turkey, and as I said, I'll put photos in at the end of the turkey. I've just realised I missed a one because these sneaky things have single ones lying around. Yep, far too many. Food wise, I've got the stained glass window cake nearly cooked. You will be able to see that before the end of the video because, oh my god, I can't wait to get into it. It needs to cool down just a bit, but warm. Can I say it's fruit cake? It's a white fruit cake, but it's not really fruit cake. There are no raisins sultanas in it. It's apricots, cherries, dates, Brazil nuts. I think that's it. You're supposed to have green glacé cherries and red glacé cherries to give you that stained glass look. Last year I couldn't find green glacé cherries, and I forgot because I had leftovers of the red. I didn't bother hunting them down this year. So it's just red glacé cherries. I will have to make sure I get some more though. But it was interesting because it's an old-timey cake. It was in ounces, and it's weird because the fruit was measured in cups and then the weight was measured in ounces, and I was like, yeah, it's just weird. But what can you do? Old-timey recipes. And I don't know if it would originally have been an English recipe. Apparently cup sizes are different. Who the heck? Yeah. Cup sizes are different between Australia and England. So I've gone with my known measure now, which I think is the Australian measure. And we'll make do. And it tastes yummy. And yes, I used a machine. I didn't bother doing it by hand. I used to always cook by hand, but my husband had bought all the gadgets when he was setting himself up, so I'm using his gadget. The smoked turkey, might as well fill you in on that. I just got a recipe off the internet, and there is pepper and salt. No, there's no pepper. Yes, there is pepper. I put pepper in because we like pepper. I put pepper in. There's cumin and oregano, I think. Maybe I didn't put oregano in. Oops. Paprika. I actually have sweet paprika, not smoked paprika. What else is in there? Garlic, mustard, brown sugar. Apparently brown sugar is the thing. mixed herbs, Italian herbs. Our Italian herbs have a little bit of chili in them, so there'll be a little bit of a zing. I think that was maybe it. Anyway, tried putting it in my mixer. It didn't want to blitz it, so I ended up having to do it tablespoon by tablespoon in the mortar and pestle, and have ground this baby to a pulp. And then dressed the turkey. I'll pop a photo in of it raw, around about here. And then we have just put it into the smoker a few minutes ago. It's really late. I'm not sure. I think it takes about 9-10 hours, but I think we got the smoker fairly much on the right spot, so it may take a lot less. I think we might be able to get it done in 6. We'll see. But whatever way we're doing it, it's done to temperature, and yeah, we've got a ways to go. But it's our Sunday, so it's also our Sunday roast. We'll keep the rest for leftovers, and we'll probably do another turkey when the parents come down. That would be his parents, not mine. Mine being all the way over in Ireland. Alright, let me tell you my Santa story. When I was a kid, I had what we called a hot press in the master bedroom. Now, I'm not sure if my parents were using this as the master bedroom at the time, but there was a hot press which had the immersion, the hot water heater in the wardrobe in a bedroom. So you could put all your laundry in there, slightly damp, and it would be a warm closet basically. It was really, really cool. Anyway, had the lagging jacket, blah blah blah, and it kept stuff in there, you know, as I said, washing, sheets, towels, that kind of thing, spares. One year, I don't know why, I was in the airing cupboard. You couldn't walk into this thing, but I was, you know, looking for something in there for some reason. Sorry. Bags aren't behaving themselves. And I came across, I think it was a Cindy doll in a box. And I'm like, what the heck? And when Christmas came along, lo and behold, I got the box. Well, I was probably 8 or 9. Trundle on to the next year. This is how my brain was working. Next year, Christmas came, and we used to put a plate out for Rudolph and Santa. That would be an arrow, and you're not meant to be here. And on this cookie tray, I wrote a question for Santa to answer. Okay. So I wrote this question and put the cookies, I think, in a carrot, something like that, and maybe a glass of milk, or I don't even know, maybe it was brandy, I don't know, I think it might have been milk. Put these out for Santa. Now I asked the question, and the question required an answer. Well, can you imagine my disappointment when the question is answered in my dad's handwriting? I knew my dad's handwriting. There's a lot of people out there who don't seem to know their parents' handwriting. I knew my dad's handwriting, and he answered the question. And I was devastated. That was it. Santa was finished for me when my dad's handwriting confirmed that Santa wasn't there. Sorry, kids. Spoilers. Yeah, so that was the end of Santa from the mystery point of view. Dad, however, continued the tradition of Santa with us, and I would go to bed on Christmas Eve, and in the morning there would be a small gift on my bed for me. And he would do this with my big sisters as well. They were long gone. I was 11 years younger than them. My eldest sister was 15 years older than me. So they were long gone by the time I was still kind of, you know, a teenager living in the house and stuff. So yeah, we would still get Santa presents. It was all kinds of cool. And I continued to do that with my kids. I never made the pretense with my kids that Santa was real or anything else. It was kind of like, no, we get you the gifts. But I did do a present for them, a small present that would go in their stocking that they hadn't asked for or they weren't expecting. And it was just something small. It might have been a pack of cards, or it might have been some colouring for my arty kids. They would always get the chocolate coins. I know I've mentioned that before. Chocolate coins were always a thing. And an orange. And they would always complain about the orange. But the year I didn't do the orange, they complained that I didn't do the orange. And I was like, oh, kids. So yeah. I used to get I think it might have been a mandarin actually, because mandarins were the only time of year. Now let me think. I think the mandarins were Irish because it's winter. I think they were winter kind of fruit. So they came out at winter time, and you'd get net bags of mandarin oranges, and yeah, there'd be mandarins in the bottom of the stocking because they're easy for the kids to peel. I think at one point they were called easy peelers on the supermarket that I worked for exactly that reason. They were easy to peel. So yeah, the tradition was the gold coins and the mandarin oranges. I liked it. It was corny. And I used to have friends in Ireland who would send us the Cadbury's selection boxes. Rachel would have seen these in the stores. I'm not sure. We have selection stockings here. They're not quite the same. Selection boxes were like the size of the desk here that you can see of the screen. They were long and they had about 10 bars in them. And alright, it's needed a few more minutes. So I've done that, and I've just taken it out of the oven, and it's going to start cooling down. I may treat hubby and make him a coffee to have with his cake, and I've got the pizza going for lunch. He was making the smoker yesterday, and he normally makes the pizza dough because he's got muscles and I don't. And I made the pizza last night while he continued to work on the smoker. So it was different, and I really enjoyed my pizza last night, so I'm really looking forward to mine today. So yes, this is the pizza that Sophie always asks about. She wants mine, not hers, even though she's given the same pizza with the same topping. Don't quite know how to win her over on that. Some of the foods she can be quite picky to eat, otherwise she's pretty good. She's, you know, quite happy to be spoon-fed, but give her a sandwich and give her something like pizza and she's kind of picky and picks at it a bit more. So I just want to get food into her because she's only little. Alright. This question is like, have you ever visited the North Pole? No, and I don't think I've ever written to Santa either. I know it was definitely a thing. I think there's an app or a website. If you have got kids, it's too late now, of course, unless, well, on Christmas Eve. So if you're still in Christmas Eve, get in quick. There is a website I think you can write to Santa Claus on, and I think Santa responds with a letter. So if you've got little kids, yeah, go check it out. If I can find the link, I'll put it in the description. But to be honest, yeah, do your own homework this time around. Yeah, having a letter from Santa would be kind of cool. Christmas movies. What would I used to do? Well, I've already spoken a bit about the blockbuster movies that would come out. Now, I don't know what a blockbuster movie coming out on TV might be this year. because we haven't been watching TV and we don't know the movies that would have been out kind of 6 months ago. That's how old the blockbuster movies would be. They'd kind of be within the last year, and they release these massive ones. Maybe I should look at the TV guide. I might do that when I'm in between heating up food. Check the TV guide and I'll come back to you on that one to see what the new ones are. And the old favourites are things like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Die Hard, of course, at the, was it the Nagatomi Plaza? Yeah, I think they used to play The Snowman. The Snowman came out when I was a kid. Aled Jones was the chorister. He was a boy chorister when he sang it. And he's now, like, he's my age, so yeah. It's been out 30, 40 odd years. And it was really cute. It was the cartoon of the snowman taking the kid for a fly. And yeah, the song is Walking on the Air. And it's just beautiful. So that would come out every year as well. Miracle on 31st Street, I think, is the other movie that would be there. So it kind of depended on who was doing it, whether it was the BBC, the Beebs, Anti-Beeb, or UTV. They were a bit behind. BBC used to do them, and RTE, the Irish channel, used to really kind of promote. That's a bit dry. Used to promote the Christmas movies. Oh, that's even drier. Ugh. I'd have to reload. So I've got a wad of blue tack just in front of me, and I just stab a tiniest bit and it gets me going again. What else? Love Actually, big favourite. I know I touched on it on one of my other whipping chats. It's everything Christmassy. It's the ugly jumpers, and it's the corny English acting, and it's just brilliant. I did see Hugh Grant is in a new movie, and he's The Gentleman, and I'm really looking forward to that because he's so not Hugh Grant. He's got a beard, and I think he's a spy, and that looks like it's going to be all kinds of fun. I don't think there's anything really gentlemanly about the movie at all. The actor I think I was thinking of, I think it was Colin Firth. I don't know why girls swoon over Colin Firth. I'll take it or leave him. But yeah, he was the one who, he had one of the nicer stories. Okay, he didn't have the nicest story, but he had a really nice story. He fell in love with the housekeeper when he was over in France writing his book, and they didn't speak a word of each other's language, and they learned each other's language, and it was just gorgeous. And then he proposed to her, or something. Yeah, I think he proposed to her at her father's restaurant, and the family, of Slovaks or whatever they were, all went marching out to take this man to the daughter, and then it turned out to be the wrong daughter, and then it was like, it was all kinds of awkward. That was really, really cool. That was a rather sweet story. Does love actually happen like that? I don't know. Love for me, second time, well, not necessarily second time around, but second long-term relationship around. Started with an online relationship with me. And, yes, he's all kinds of awesome. I have never had an eggnog. That is one of the questions. I have never had... Oh, I might have had a fake eggnog from the carton, and it was gross. So I don't know what real eggnog is like, but if it's anything kind of like the whole... Oh, you must try oysters? Yeah, I'll pass. Raw egg doesn't appeal to me. The only time I've ever actually had raw egg in a drink was when I used to make chocolate milkshakes as a kid with my mum's mix master, and it was milk and ice cubes and drinking chocolate, and I think he used to drop in a raw egg as well, and that's the only time I ever had a raw egg, but it was killed by chocolate. And not gonna do that. I don't know how people drink raw eggs. It just makes me churn. And you see it so often in the movies, these, you know, fitness dudes just knock back a protein. Yeah, my husband says it's good for me. Yeah, I'll stick with the donuts. Do I wear Christmas jumpers? No, I've never had an ugly jumper or an ugly t-shirt. Maybe I should. Sophie's still too young to start that. She's my full-time kid at home, and it's easier to do traditions probably with her that continue. I didn't do anything with my kids. I didn't do the whole matching pajamas either, and I think I would like to do that, but trying to find matching pajamas in the store here just doesn't happen. So it might have to be a thing I get online, and I need to be organized in October for. But who wants to think about Christmas in October? It's like it's not even Halloween, so yeah, it's kind of tricky getting your head in the game to be that prepped. There is a family that I follow on Facebook, Helen and John Burns from Canada, from Relate Church. They talk about love, sex and relationships, and they do the pajama tradition, and you've got photographs of, you know, 30 odd people doing the pajama thing, and it's brilliant. Well, this year Madison Sunshine has designed the sweatshirts that they've all worn, and it's got the family slogan down the side of the shirt, and it's got the Burns family logo. I'm not sure if this is a current family logo or just she's created it now, but she's created this little log fire with the flames and Burns underneath it, which is really kind of cool. And yeah, it's a grey sweatshirt that they all have the same, and then they've got the photograph taken on this great big wide sweeping staircase, and it just, yeah, it looks really, really cool. But they have had the whole tartan pajamas and, you know, all those kind of mixy matchy things, and yeah, it looks really, really special. I know some of my friends as well, they're in business and things, so they're starting to put their Christmas pictures up to say Happy Christmas to their customers and that kind of thing. I've never really gone for the whole Christmas image in any true form, but you know what, it is actually kind of nice to have the whole Christmas images, and they're not usually, you know, bad photos. They're, you know, they're fun, or their family or whatever. Oh, we have taken family photos. I do remember my family being at my dad's, and family photos would be taken. Because it's not often that we got together. That was the other thing. Because we were scattered around Ireland, we didn't often get time to get the family photos taken. Now, I'm only going to do a couple of these teas, but they are pretty much right surrounding the Christmas tree. I just want to get the ones that are kind of in the tree a bit more. What else would we do? Oh, one thing I used to do when it came to giving my kids presents, I would try and get a family game every year. It was getting harder and harder as they were getting older. Games were getting, like board games are quite expensive. And I wanted things like Mousetrap, and I used to play a thing called Cop It, which were these little kind of pyramid things, kind of cones, that's it, cones. And you'd run around the board, and if you caught up with somebody else, you'd cop it, and you'd put the top on, and you got to keep their little dudes, and it was a fun little game. Monopoly would come out. The last year I spent with my kids, they were playing Cards for Humanity, Cards Against Humanity, that one. Oh my god, that was the first time I had ever experienced that game, and it was like, oh my god, that's so inappropriate. Yeah, it was, that was fun, but it was, oh, so risque. And my kids coming out with stuff, this was probably more the shocking, and my kids never used to be able to say anything that would shock me, but it was like, oh dear. Yeah. But that's been a while. Christmas decorations. Christmas decorations this year. Now, actually, this is suggesting that I show you our Christmas decorations. Our Christmas decorations this year are so lame, I'm not showing anything to anyone. It's just the tree. I let the 10-year-old dress it. I haven't really fixed it, and we've got some lights thrown on it. In the past, as I said, in one of my other whipping chats, we've had card garlands hung around the place, and that when I was a kid. Well, we don't have people to write to us anymore, so I've got 2 cards this year, one for my brother and one for my dad, and that's it. Oh, sorry, we have got one from my husband's aunt as well. So 3 cards. So no, a garland is just not happening. I don't string tinsel up around the wall. It's, yeah, I know, I'm very grinchy, sorry. But the Christmas tree will stay up until the 6th of January. I know. It's kind of weird how my head works sometimes. I had a bite to eat for my lunch, had pizza while it was nice and warm and juicy. Sophie's is cooling down so that she can eat hers, and hubby is probably taking his out to the barbecue while he monitors like a hawk our turkey. Red arrow. Nearly done. Time is ticking. Yes, crazy time of year. Have not gone to the stores. Have not gone to see what the crazy shopping is like, except for maybe 2 weeks ago. I went in and got some Christmas decorations for my office. The reason behind that was one of my colleagues, one of my supervisors, she's a supervisor level, so yeah, one of those. Anyway, she had said that our boss was a bit of a Christmas Grinch, so we were going all out to decorate the office and make Christmas as Grinch-proof as possible. So yes, I even went out and put some weird glitter thing on my door and a foam Christmas tree. So they're hanging on my office door. And then I've got a little Christmas wooden scene, and it's got a little reindeer at the front and a house, and yeah, it's just plain kind of wooden kind of set. I just didn't want to spend a fortune, but I ended up spending a fortune. And then I got glitter trees, and yes, Mrs. Coffee, glitter is the herpes of the craft world. These glitter things, just scattered glitter everywhere. But they're kind of cute, and I've got 4 of these little trees scattered around the office, 2 of them in eyesight, and then one of them, I think, over in the corner near where I make my tea. And that kind of thing. So yeah, my office is a little bit Christmassy, which is probably more that can be said for any other year. Any other year I think I just leave it, but yes, because it was to, you know, impress the boss. I kind of went, yeah, let's go. But I didn't go to the dollar store. I really should have gone to the dollar store. I should have got some really, you know, cheap and nasty and, you know, hung fairy lights or something silly. They do have these gorgeous lights. Now, technology these days is just amazing. The little LED lights that I put into my Sophie and Toffee castle. So this thing. And, you know, the lights, you can kind of see it there without it going absolutely crazy with the camera. So they're the LED lights. Well, you can get these LED light strings now, and they've got them all around the windows in one of our sections. And they look amazing. And it was just like, oh, that's so cool. So yeah, really, really nice to see that kind of thing. And then they've got the cardboardy kind of glitter cards outside our lifts, so you can actually identify which floor you're getting out on now at the moment. Yeah, normally you just have the floor is the exact same as any other floor, and it's like, oh my god, am I there yet? And I've stepped out of the lift on the wrong level so many times, but having the Santa stuff on our floor, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I know where I am. I know, daft. Because they put the letter for the floor in kind of in the middle between the doors of the lifts, so you've got to, you know, step out, or yeah, silly. I don't know who organised it. And when I did have the sign saying what section we were working in downstairs at the bottom of the lift, somebody went and pulled it off. I don't know why, because the section that does show isn't there anymore. So it's like, that's just, I don't know, doesn't make any sense. So now nobody kind of knows where we are. Oh, that's probably okay. But yeah, I thought I was helping by putting it up on the board, but no. It is on one of the other lifts. The correct section is there, but it's just this kind of 70s kind of board. It's missing. Don't know why. I have only one key. Alright. The next level down from us, one of the sections has fairy lights right down the corridor, and it looks really, really cool. Again, just little touches like that I think are awesome. Now I need a Y. I have passed a Y. Y is 3. So I'm going to go back to 3. Because I am trying to crack this out in time so that I'm putting the star on the tree as I'm saying goodbye to you and leading you into the next person's video. The next person following me is Ashley. Ashley Zool is after me. She has stepped in at the last minute and helped save the day for me. So thank you very much, Ashley, for doing that. Ashley, if you are used to seeing her around, is quite a prominent person in Donnie's realm. So yeah, you will be familiar, I think, with her if you follow Donnie at all. And Donnie actually suggested her, she may have seen that there was a spot free, and suggested her, and it was like, oh my god, how did you know I needed someone? I was like, yes, please. And yeah, I had a couple of shuffles around, and everything else is kind of swimming along, give or take. Logistics of this has been interesting. I did have to do some management this morning, but that's okay, things happen. In your culture, what date did you receive gifts? That's interesting. I didn't know people would give gifts on other dates, but let me know if you're a person who doesn't give gifts on a certain date. I think in Europe they give gifts on a different date from what I've heard, but I can't recall for certain because I just didn't have anyone from other cultures really to influence those kind of things. But maybe Meredith can shed some light on it. Meredith is, gosh, Foreign Service crafter. She is coming up later in the program, and she's showing us some German markets. So check that out if you would like to see something completely different, or maybe it's something that has spilled over into the States. But you will find people are sharing different things from their life. And yeah, spots from Germany. We have Carla, who is in Denmark. Carla is a fairly new YouTuber. She has only a few subscribers, but I've listened to some of her videos and I love her. She is only young. Her family support her in what she does, and she has been amazing to work with in the background. So yeah, been a lot of fun with that. You've seen all my other creators in my collaboration video. The only one you will be missing will be Melissa Gray, because she came after the video was put up. Melissa is also a new YouTuber. and she is going to fill my very final spot. And everyone else is already has been in touch to say videos are done or doing. Hey Sophie, are you here to say goodbye too? Oh, wouldn't that be nice that you guys get a bye-bye from Sophie? Hang on. Alright. Okay. Now, with the magic of television and the fact that I'm running out of time, I may speed up filling in the store, and especially given the fact that I've got Sophie on my lap, and that might slow things down. So I'll see how I go. But I will either voice over or get back to you in just a second. There are none of those, but I'm up to the star, so we might get it done in time. I am watching a timer. I am very keen on handing you over in a timely fashion. Go take a pee break, set yourself up with a hot coffee or chocolate or wine or whatever it is at this time of day that you are doing. Yes, I hope you enjoy the rest of, I was going to say the rest of the show. It's not really a show, but I hope you enjoy what we are setting up for you. I hope you, well, in one way I kind of hope that you haven't been here live, but if you are, know that we are very much thinking of you. You are the people that we are doing this for, and I really hope that you can make some connections where you might not otherwise have been able to make connections, and that is what we're all about. You having people who care about you join you on Christmas. Yeah, because look, family can be across the world, in other locations. My family is in Ireland, and life is busy, and it doesn't always happen on Christmas Day like we might like it, but that doesn't mean that it's not a special time of year. So I hope you have found time with family here. Oh, you be careful with that end. Use this one, or better not, you don't use that one at all. Here. Did you want to go get your pizza? Your pizza's on your table. Did you know that? Where's your pizza? Pizza, pizza, pizza. I can't see. Hmm? I'm trying to look around you, Babbage. Yes, yawn. All right. So what else needs to be done? It's Christmas Eve. Presents need to be wrapped for some of you. You're putting kids to bed and it's cold outside. You've got the heating on. These are all things I remember doing with my kids. That's my chocolate. Yeah, sitting down, watching a movie, staying up a bit late. Not too late because it's Christmas Eve and parents need to probably make Christmas presents still. I have done that. I have bought my boys, when we first got to Australia, I bought my boys a trampoline and was out in the backyard making the trampoline at night when they had gone to bed. Okay, down you get. Go and get your pizza. Can you say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Can you say bye-bye? No. Okay. Go get your pizza. So yeah, and then they got a big bow around it because you can't wrap a trampoline. And that lasted us for many, many, many years. And yeah, the boys got a great thrill out of that. So that was their first Australian Christmas. They got this whopping great, for their size, trampoline. just did not have things like that in Ireland. I don't know why, because, you know, well, I guess weather-wise, Ireland just didn't seem to have it, but I would have thought we would have good enough weather for a trampoline. They've got swings, but not trampolines. But yeah, trampolines were awesome, and it's a fairly good size. Like, it was probably the size of a double bed, this trampoline, or a little bit longer. But I used to be able to jump on it, and okay, I didn't do tricks on it or anything. The tricks that I did on trampolines were huge Olympic-sized trampolines, and that was in boarding school, grade 6. Long time ago. So yeah, the boys just used to bounce around and they'd follow each other. So yeah, that was kind of their thing. And then the dogs used to love jumping up on it. And I used to bounce them, and yeah, lots and lots of fun. But yeah, I used to spend summer evenings sitting on the trampoline with the kids and just shooting the breeze. So that was a great present. I need to actually get it rigged up again, fix some of the holes in it, and put it where we'll be able to let Sophie play on it. That will have to be a task in the next year or two. She's a lunatic. We're expecting her to have... Well, actually, I don't know if we're expecting her to have broken limbs. We're expecting her to test our nerve, if not her own. I think my husband is overly proud of the fact that she's just like him, and terrified at the same time. But I don't think he broke anything when he was growing up. He would strategize whether or not he could do the thing, and he would do it. And I don't think he broke anything in the process. So yeah, all kinds of wacky. And I had never broken anything, probably more to the point that I never took the risk. I just have time for a very quick insert. This is Quirkles. It's on the page in front of you. These are out of the iconic portraits. If you don't already know, it's Jim Morrison from The Doors. It's all done with 5 colours, and that's how the picture turns out. That's it's different. You're basically circling or colouring in circles and crossovers and stuff like that. So yeah, thought I would drop that in. Alright, as I said earlier, Ashley Zool is next. Please go and check her channel out. There is a playlist. If you look on my channel, you will see a playlist. Please click on that playlist, save it to your lists. It will give you the local times for everyone else coming on, but more importantly, it will give you somewhere that you can come back to be able to check out any of the other channels that you may be interested in watching, whether you watch it in sequence or you watch it one at a time. It's up to you. Thank you very much for joining me. I very much appreciate any watch time that you've given me. I hope you've enjoyed me doing the Christmas tree in sequence over the Advent weeks in the lead up to this, and I very much hope that you have a happy and safe Christmas this year, and yeah, you get to spend time with friends if you can't spend time with loved ones. So yeah, back to the ending of the video, and you can see the star going on the top of the Christmas tree. Alright, there you go. There is the star on the tree. I will insert a photo, and wish you again a very Merry Christmas. I will put a link to the next person both in the description below the screen, and I will put a link in the live chat, which is going to be that way. Yes, please follow along. Please have a very safe Christmas. Stay safe on the roads out there, and yes, enjoy your time with family. Enjoy your time on the chat if you don't have family, and yes, I hope we can spread some cheer amongst our fellow creators and other collaborators and you, our subscribers, and just give you a safe place to sit and rest this Christmas period. Bye for now.